Greetings ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this patch video for Thief Lord from the website Royal Road. This patch video will contain chapters 27 and 28, and as always I hope that you enjoy, and if you do, please consider subscribing. Chapter 27, Rinse and Repeat. I've decided to go with my mind on this one, or maybe it's my fledgling conscience. It doesn't matter. Sneaking past the office isn't a bad option. I will probably come back on my way down and murder them if the loot upstairs isn't satisfactory. I doubt that the two NPCs have anything worth anyway. Getting past the office should be fairly easy. The two NPCs are looking at the door of the hallway as stark dark for the most part. Still, there are 4 of us, and one of us has hardly any points invested in agility. You know which one. Anyways, there is no reason to waste time. The sooner we get past, the better. My cut purse goes first, easily slipping past the doorway without making a sound. Obviously, I expect nothing less from my rogue. He is the one with the highest level of stealth ability after all. Up next is yours truly. Unlike my cut purse, my agility is severely lacking, and my stealth skills are pretty much non-existent. Still, I should be possible. The NPCs are at least 2 meters inside the room and not looking this way. Anyone could sneak past. It still makes me nervous, though. The hallway is still mostly dark, and it is only a short distance to cross. I move over towards the back wall where the light is dimmest. Hugging the back wall, I slowly inch myself forward, trying my utmost to stay as quiet as possible. Having watched a whole lot of ninja-related movies in my past, I focus my eyes on the floorboards, trying to locate the support beam to muffle my steps. I take a careful step forward, aiming my foot on top of the edge of a plank, right on top of where I see the nails they have been hammered in. The rest of my foot on top of it, trying to get a feel for the pressure. Not hearing anything, I lean forwards, increasing the pressure on my foot. And then a loud wooden creaking noise echoes through the hallway. Frick! An electric jolt travels down my spine. With only a slight movement of hesitation, I cast Chameleon on myself, watching how the shimmering illusion takes hold of my still body. "Who's there?" a voice asks inside the room. My shifting eyes I watch for the corner of my eye as the high elf is making his way towards the door. Crap. My cut purse and I should be able to stay well hidden, but my 2 hoodlums won't fare as well. There is just no time for them to hide, and they will be spotted for sure if they start running. Crap. My mind races as I try to come up with a plan. Do I have to fight? The high elf doesn't give me a lot of time to think as he soon sticks his head out the door, staring straight into my 2 hoodlums. "Who are you? This area is closed off to visitors," he says, his brows furrowing. My 2 hoodlums, still dressed in the finest garb, stare back at the high elf. They don't make any noise, and they rest their hands on the pommels of the weapons. "I asked you a question. If you don't answer, I'll fetch the guards and have them escort you to the dungeons," the elf says sternly, albeit his body seems tense. He seems far more hesitant, and he carefully takes a step backwards. "This is your final warning." I grit my teeth. There is only one option left. I activate Cheap Shot and signal for my cut purse to strike. My cut purse dashes forward, blade in hand. He sinks his skill-enhanced blade into the back of the startled elf, and I watch as his body goes rigid, the effect of the paralyzing poison taking effect. As soon as my cut purse started to move, my hoodlums drew their swords and lunged at the frozen secretary. While this is all going on, I break my chameleon spell and dash forward towards the office door. The other secretary has gotten up from his seat and has pulled out a small knife from somewhere. As the halfling spots me, his eyes go wide. He is about to open his mouth and scream, but I must prepare for this. "Calm," I hiss, pointing at the halfling. A glimmering mist shoots out of my outstretched hand, enveloping the halfling's head. It only takes a fraction of a moment, but the translucent mist congregates around his eyes, and the spell takes a hold. The halfling's tense shoulders lower themselves, and his hand is holding a knife rests against his side. The halfling looks at me, slightly confused. Hello there," he mutters, slightly slurring his words. "Can I help you with something? Can I offer you some tea, perhaps?" He smiles weakly at me. You have slain High Elf Secretary 4, gained 25 experience. Comedian has leveled up to Novice 5. I stare back at the kindred halfling, my solemn eyes meeting his calm and relaxed gaze. The illusion spell seems to be more like a drug than anything else. This feels really weird. Uncomfortably so. Yes, that would be nice, I say as my underlings slip into the room behind me. Splendid! The halfling pipes up, a small grin spreading across his lips. Anything for your friends? No thanks, they're fine, I say with a grim look on my face, already realizing what will happen next. Okie dokie then. One moment. He smiles as he turns around and steps up to a small table with a kettle on it, starting to pour the steaming water into the 2 prepared cups. I sigh, raising my hand to rub my temple. This feels wrong on so many levels. Do it, I mutter, and my underlings lightly brush against my arm as they pass me, moving towards the sedated halfling. I close my eyes before the first strike, but my ears catch the sound of metal piercing flesh. The halfling whimpers, but a knife to his throat quickly silences him. My underlings mercilessly stab the halfling until he stops twitching. You have slain Halfling Secretary 4, gained 25 experience. I stare at the body as it stumps to the ground. A small amount of bile threatens to escape my lips as I feel my stomach twist. I feel like crap. That was way too real. Drugging the halfling, even if he was an NPC, and ordering my underlings to slit his throat was was a little overwhelming. A small part of me struggles to separate the experience from real life, and it makes me nauseous. I don't know if it's because of the adrenaline, the situation, my personality, or a mix between the 3, but I know at some basic level that I don't want to do that again. The game is far too realistic for this crap, and it does too good of a job to trick my mind to react as if it were real. The way that NPC looked at me. The shivers run down my spine. Snap out of it, Ryan. It's just the game messing with you. The game is designed to behave like this, and that halfling was created to be killed. It's a game. It'll always be a game, and you know it. If you don't like it, then look away next time. Hell, write a support ticket to the game admin and complain about the game trying to turn you into a sociopath or some crap if it makes you feel better. So suck it up and start looting. You don't have time to hang around here all night. I smile while shaking my head. I'm being silly, aren't I? My morals haven't been bugging me while playing the game before, so why does it start now? Sure, I've never played a full immersion game before, and it feels infinitely more realistic than anything I've ever tried. But still, I know it's fake. I didn't feel any regret when I played as my necromancer. Why not? Is it because I mostly was slaying monsters in the forest? Or is it because I wasn't so up close and personal as I am now? Maybe this is all because I've hardly talked to anyone for 3 months straight, and I'm just really stressed out. Whatever it is, I need to get my crap together. This feels real, but it is not that real. The graphics aren't completely lifelike, and the sensual stimulation of the body and surroundings is still limited. This is probably just a mental exhaustion. I should take the day off and do something else. Perhaps go out in the real world and grab a beer with one of my old friends. Or just spend the day reading a book or something. I've been meaning to finish reading Fantasy Royale at some point. I'll think about it later. Right now, I have a few corpses to loot. I order my underlings to start searching the room. Since my plan is to sneak past when to crap anyway, I might as well make the best of it. It's funny really how the solution to my problems always ends up with me butchering everyone. History repeats itself. I should probably work on that. Looking around, I notice that this office, unlike the classrooms, is filled with furniture and other thingamajiggies. It's a nice change of pace, and it fills me with anticipation. There has to be something of value around here. I can feel it. While my underlings are busy rummaging through the room, I decide to do an easy job of pilfering through the pockets of the 2 secretaries. It's not because I'm lazy or anything, but my life motto has always been, never do anything today if you can get someone else to do it tomorrow. Silver, letter opener, uncommon, 13 to 15 piercing damage, 4 agility, requires level 5. 4 gold, 4 silver, 6 copper. That didn't have the biggest haul that I've ever come across, but I'm not complaining. The silver letter opener is an interesting item, and it's both a tool and a weapon. I'm not really sure what the hell I'm supposed to use it for, but it's actually an upgrade for my cup purse. It feels weird equipping him with a letter opener, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Getting back on my feet, I take a glance around the room to see if my underlings can find anything. My cut purse is busy looting the office desk at the center of the room. It's not a lot of stuff on it, but he is currently picking the lock for the drawer. My female hoodlum is busy pilfering through the bookcase, while my high-level hoodlum is checking out the cabinet by the door. Letting them keep up with their tasks, I walk closer to the door, keeping an eye out for anything suspicious. My spotters have been busy tracking potential targets outside while we've been inside. I have spotted a couple red outlines of players walking by outside through the corner of my eye for the last 15 minutes. And luckily none of them have decided to investigate the entrance as of yet. Not that I had any reason to. One by one my 3 underlings walk up to me, handing over the loot that they found. My eye catches a thick leather-bound book the cut purse seems to have picked up from the locked drawer. Basic skill book, Charisma, rare. Increases Charisma-based skill to Novice 10. Requires unlocked Charisma skill between Novice 1 and Novice 9. Level 5. Painting, novelty item, number 3, contraband. 6 gold coins, 2 silver, 9 copper. I prevent myself from bursting out in laughter. A skill book. Those are ridiculously rare. I can't believe my luck. Don't let the title fool you. Even if it's a basic skill book, they are nothing to sneeze at. In this game, powerful skills can be even more valuable than higher levels. An amount of benefits a leveled up skill can provide is staggering. The way the skill system functions in this game is different from the predecessors. Skills cannot be learned from a trainer, and you can't find items to unlock the skills for you. Everything you learn, you do it with skill points which you get from leveling up. Since every skill of your class you can learn is available from either the start or until you increase your proficiency within their field to correct the levels, it's all about leveling up what you've got and prioritizing the skills and abilities most useful to your playstyle. There are thousands of skills to learn out there, and you only have access to a very finite amount of skill points. The key to progress is thus to level up your core skills in tandem with your levels, since your strength can only really be measured by your skills power. That's where skill books come into play. Leveling your skills at a higher levels is slow and grueling grind. You can spend days using a skill to attack your enemies without seeing much return. Skill books are the kind of cheat this way, as they give you an instantaneous experience boost to any selected skill. The amount isn't negligible either, even as a basic skill book can boost a skill from level 1 to 10. That's over a week worth of grinding, possibly more, and is why skill books are highly coveted and worth a small fortune on the player market. Hell, I think I can sell this sucker for about 50 gold easy. But should I do it though? As a thief lord, the majority of my skills are based on luck attribute rather than charisma. In fact, I only have a single skill that is able to be boosted by charisma, and I haven't even unlocked it yet. It will no doubt come some handy for me at one point in the future, but it won't help me today. Or in the next few weeks at least. Should I sell it? I probably should. I really need the money. I open up my class skill list, looking at the skill in question. Incite crowd. Causes NPCs to actively distract and obstruct enemies for 0.1 charisma seconds, plus 0.1 seconds per skill level. Cooldown 60 minutes minus 15 seconds per skill level. It's a nice skill, and it would no doubt help me immensely at some point. It's an escape-based skill, and God knows I need as many of those as I can muster. The problem is, though, I didn't really plan on learning it for at least a dozen levels or so. As good as it is, I just have way too many better options available at the moment. Saving such a valuable item for the future just feels inefficient. I can use the gold for its worth now. Frick it. I'll save it for now. I'll call it a rainy day fund, and I'll only sell it if I'm really strapped for cash. I really need to stop rushing my decisions so much. It's not like I'm desperate for money at this very moment. I should let 1 week from now Ryan handle that problem. Let that sucker handle it. With the loot all gathered up, I prepared to continue the heist. First of all, I hand the armor back to my hoodlums, exchanging it from the disguises. No matter how efficient the disguises are, they just don't provide the raw combat boost required to do these quick encounters. I am already deep behind enemy lines. There is no need to put on disguises at this point. Storing the disguises safely within my bag, and my underlings and I head back into the hallway. Like earlier, I send my cutpurse ahead to scout, while my hoodlums keep safe distance behind me. The 4th floor of the college is where the bards conduct their guild business. We pass a few offices which contain only a couple of furniture and no loot. We also pass what I assume is a dormitory for students or the faculty members. But we don't explore it fully, as it is occupied by quite a number of people. For once, it's not even a little tempting to kill them to see what sort of loot that they can provide. I'm greedy and opportunistic, not suicidal. We sneak further down the hallway, passing even more empty offices. We don't find anything of value at all, and I start to doubt that I'm even in the right place, until we've nearly made our way out around this entire floor. Just when my thoughts start to tempt fate, I come upon a well-lit corridor up ahead. Slowing down, I order my cutpurse to scout ahead. I watch as my cutpurse fades into the darkness and almost glide alongside the shadow of the corridor. I'm actually impressed. If it hadn't been because I knew he was there, I bet he could easily sneak up on me. And I'm not just saying that because my perception attribute is abysmal. I'm sure that he could give even a perception spec player a run for their money. A few moments later, the cutpurse returns. He holds up 2 fingers while slightly shaking his head. Damn. Since my underlings are all mute, I had to teach them a way to communicate with me. The solution I came up with is a very simplified system of signs and gestures. My underlings are sort of dumb, and there is a limit to the amount of information I can have them gather this way. Anyway, 2 fingers he holds up means that there are 2 enemies, while he shake of his head means that it is a bad idea to mess with them. Crap. Why are they guards? Are they guards players or wandering NPCs? Are they guarding the loot I'm here for? I'm certainly running out of options, seeing as I've already scouted out a majority of the floor. Damn, even though they are tough opponents, there must be a way to beat them. There always is. I just need more information. Information my mute underlings are unable to provide at the moment. I'll try not to do something reckless again. End of chapter. Chapter 28. Out of time. Looking down on the corridor was easier said than done. I already learned from my failed attempt at sneaking in the past 2 secretaries that my stealth skill was embarrassing. It's so bad, it's ridiculous to even consider trying to sneak up on a couple of enemies that outlevel me. So how am I going to do this? Really carefully, really slowly, and from far away as humanly possible. That's how. I just need a plan. The 4th floor layout is pretty similar to the 3rd floor. The entire floor plan is shaped like a square, or maybe more like a horseshoe that is connected at the ends. With only the wall separating the 2 staircases, it is more apt description. The entire thing positively radiates developers' intentions of creating a layout that forces a player to follow a linear path towards their objective. I'm not too impressed with the lack of imagination. Perhaps they had a B team working on the Thief Lord class jobs. No matter, this is a little simpler and predictable this way. I don't think my fragile nerves can handle any more surprises today. The stairs I entered in from was the end of the building, and their main hallway stretching all around the building. The 2 high-level threats are in a well-lit side of the corridor, almost at the very end of the floor. A corridor I should be able to bypass by cutting through a few offices, like the classroom below, and the offices are connected with a door between them, as well as doors leading into the hallway. If I go through those, then I should be able to find a door opening with a light corridor to get a peek at what I'm up against. It's a little reckless, but I believe that it is worth the risk. I decide to head forward along with my cutpurse. We make our way into the nearby office and slowly inch our way through it and to the connecting offices. They're going as slow as I want to alert whoever was in the corridor. The third office we get to should be the one with the door adjacent the corridor with the two enemies. I find a good position overlooking the door on opposite side of the room, trying to get an angle just right to activate my comedian. As the illusion takes hold, I direct my eyes at the door. As planned, my cutpurse sneaks up to the door and very carefully puts his hand to the door handle. With a practiced ease, he carefully puts the pressure on the handle and the door shifts slightly. He also doesn't fully open the door, just enough to allow me to get a slight peek into the corridor beyond. Beating my eyes, I only get to see a fraction of a corridor, but luckily enough, I get to see my eyes with one of the enemies. He is a human man decked out in full chainmail armor, draped over leather. He has a metal cap and a head and a mean-looking longsword strapped to his belt. I inspect the man. Human guard 20, HP unknown out of unknown. My jaw drops. What the? No, hell no, hell freaking no. Are they serious about this? Level 20? Do they expect me to? No. The princess is in a way different castle. Continent, even. There is no way I'm going through that. Just no. My cutpurse carefully shuts the door and we both make our way back to where we came. Whatever you say, there is just no way that's the correct way to go. Not in a million years. If the job wanted me to fight a couple level 20 guards, then the job rating would be higher than just hard. Why the hell are there level 20 guards here anyway? Are they supposed to be a trap for me in case I was foolish enough to walk ahead without scouting first? Ludicrous. It makes no sense. I doubt it even has anything to do with my job. This job should be within my level range, and even though it's marked as difficult, there is no way to add in something that made this job unbeatable. Whatever it is I'm after, it can't be behind what those two are guarding. Fighting those two of them off is impossible. I bet they have some killer loot though. Nope, not worth it. Perhaps they are here for something other, higher level quests that I have yet to unlock. One thing is for certain though, I am not fighting them. Even if I was promised a barrel full of gold on the other hand, attempting something like that is stupidly reckless, even for me. No matter, even if there are two unbeatable enemies ahead, there has to be a way for me to complete this job. The loot I'm looking for must be somewhere else. So far, I've pretty much scouted the majority of the floor. Besides the dormitory and the suspiciously well-guarded corridor up ahead, there's only one part of the building that I've yet to fully explore. The very end of the hallway, at the last pass of the corridor where the guards are. That's the passage between the two officers. I should be able to sneak past the two guards without alerting them. I just need to go slowly. Very slowly. The four of us once again make our way through the offices, taking extra care while walking through the offices closest to the guards. My heart threatens to burst from my chest due to all the stress, but we manage to make our way through without a hitch. By the time we reach the fourth office, I'm just about ready to order a new set of underwear. We should be safe now, though, unless, of course, there are more of those guards up ahead. If there is, then I swear that I will quit playing this game out of protest. Okay, I won't, but I would become really upset. I'm not taking any chances, and my cutpurse takes the lead to scout the remaining few rooms up ahead. Luckily, there isn't much left, and our little ragtag band of low-level scum soon find ourselves at the end of the hallway. There is only a single room that we haven't checked yet, and I like my chances. Unlike the classroom and office doors, this door is only one that is locked. Locked is good. Locked means that there won't be anyone's grubby mitts on whatever is inside. Grinning like a teenager who finally talked his sweetheart into giving up her virginity, I order a cutpurse to start picking the lock. The door is old, and there are several cracks in it, allowing me to catch a small glimpse of the dark room on the other side. Even though the door isn't sturdy as the entrance door, I know from experience that lockpicking is still a disappointingly lengthy process. Of course, I could try breaking through it, but the two guards aren't that far away, and I really don't want them to know that I'm here. With nothing better to do, I start looking around, trying to find something to amuse myself. There's a large window at the end of the hallway right next to the door. Looking through it, I find it conveniently located neatly directly above the entrance that I used to enter the building. The streets are void of people, and I direct my eyes towards the alleyway on the opposite side of the street, where my spotters are keeping diligent watch. I start smiling again. It seems like the heist will go out without a hitch after all. A clicking sound behind me signals that my cut purse is successful, and I restrain myself from pushing past him to check up the contents of the room. The room appears to be a dark storage room with several wooden crates stacked to the ceiling. I squint to get a better view of things, but the room is inconveniently located, and there isn't much moonlight hitting the side of the building. Looking harder, I spot an unlit oil lamp along one of the walls, as well as a particularly eye-catching wooden chest, with a metal frame and a barred college sigil painted on the lid resting at the center of the room. Jackpot! The four of us push into the room, and I immediately make my way towards the alluring chest, wanting the honor of claiming the most valuable loot myself. Someone turn on the light and lock the door. I don't want to miss this. I tell none of my underlings in particular, while I rub my hands together in anticipation and grin like a madman. I'm a sucker for good loot. It would be a shame to look through the stuff in complete darkness. The lamp flickers on, and I carefully open the lid, only restraining myself enough to make sure that there aren't any traps attached to it. I'm not sure if I could live down the shame of a heist got ruined because I triggered a trap prematurely out of greed. Just in front of the finishing line, no less. After I'm satisfied that there are no traps attached to the chest, I fling the lid open, allowing my greedy eyes to take the loot inside. Feathered cap, uncommon, 15% physical resistance, plus 3 charisma, plus 1 wisdom, requires level 6, contraband. Embroidered leather pauldrons, uncommon, 15% physical resistance, plus 2 endurance, plus 2 charisma, requires level 6, contraband. Embroidered leather chest, uncommon, 20% physical resistance, plus 4 endurance, plus 3 charisma, requires level 6, contraband. Embroidered leather gloves, uncommon, 20% physical resistance, plus 4 endurance, plus 2 charisma, requires level 6, contraband. Embroidered leather gloves, uncommon, 15% physical resistance, plus 3 dexterity, plus 1 charisma, requires level 6, contraband. Embroidered leather boots, uncommon, 15% physical resistance, plus 5% movement speed, plus 2 agility, plus 1 charisma, requires level 6, contraband. Did I say that I found the mother lode earlier? Oh, I was so very wrong. The items in the chest, I probably would have given my left nut for those items with hardly any hesitation at all a few days ago. To get these items for free. Did I accidentally misread Halfling, and in reality I selected the player as a leprechaun? Who the frick cares? I'm rich, baby. Or whatever the equivalent is in fashionista. Oh man, I'm gonna look dashing in this as a turn level 6. The rewards for these heists are through the roof. These items are probably worth nearly 100 gold on the auction house. Easy. Well, they would be if they weren't marked as contraband. But I don't care. Thief lords sure have it good. Other classes would need to farm for weeks for these kinds of digs, and probably outlevel the gear itself in the process. They may not be worth much if I sell them, but why would I do that? With these kinds of stats, I can literally recruit a small army of underlings to do my dirty work for me. This is way better than the missions I got from my necromancer. If I start farming now, I'll probably hit level 15 in a week and a half. That's insane. All hail the broken game mechanics. In my days, I don't even notice my underlings methodically scouring through the rest of the crates in the room until the cutpost pokes me in the shoulder. Huh? What? I grunt. Disgruntled that he pulled me out of my reverie, the cutpost glares at me, raising one finger and putting it to his lips. Huh. That sign means... Oh, frick. Alarmed, I swivel my head around, looking towards the closed door. The bright light from the oil lamp illuminates the room, giving me a good view from all the crates and cracked door. What is he? I squint, sitting deathly still. It's faint, but I can hear the sounds of footsteps approaching from outside. Who the hell could that... Oh crap, my eyes go wide. Don't tell me those high-level guards are on patrols. Frick, I need to turn the light off now. I jump to my feet and take a few steps towards the lamp on the wall. I get halfway across the room until a gruff voice sounds outside. Geez, the limp dick forgot to turn the lights off again. I swear, that idiot will burn us all to death one of these days. Oh no, what the hell do I do now? Is this because I insisted on turning the lights on? Why the frick did I do that? Worst freaking thief ever. If only I... Shut up, Bryan. I give myself a mental slap. You don't have time for this. You need to get the frick out of here. Right this instant. Staying completely still, I put my brain into high gear as I listen to the approaching guard. His leather boots are causing the wooden floorboards to squeak, and his chainmail armor rustles with every step he takes. I'm out of time. I quickly make a mental calculation of what resources I have at my disposal. It's not much, but luckily, Cheap Shot is off cooldown and it has a little bit over 20 minutes since my last scuffle. I also have 3 paralyzing poisons and a handful of blight poisons. Could I maybe kill the guard? Level 20 is high, but could it be doable? 3 seconds of paralyzing probably aren't enough, but could that buy my hoodlums enough time needed to tackle the guard? Maybe spam casting my calm spell would help incapacitate him. Would that be enough though? Do I have another option? I could probably try and hide, but where? Even though there are a lot of crates in here, there is just no way in the room for me to hide 4 people. Could I lock the door, pretend he has the wrong key or something and make him go away, and then hide in a nearby office? How stupid can you get, Ryan? You need to fight him, or at the very least, you need to push past him. Now shut up and act. You are out of time. End of chapter. And that, my friends, concludes this match video. If you enjoy the story, please don't forget to go and show the author some support. And if you wish to support this channel, there are links down below. The easiest way to support this channel would be to subscribe and share as much as possible to help this channel grow. And I'll see you all in the next video, and until then I hope you all keep well and safe. Cheers.